Hello, I'm Mike Darby. I'm CEO and co-founder of Demand Logic, and I'd like to tell you a little bit about our mission to simplify the operation of complex buildings, and how building owners are using analysis of previously untapped building data to save energy, increase comfort, and improve maintenance efficiency. So here's the starting point. Building services are complicated. In all buildings there are diverse but interconnected systems which are responsible for making spaces comfortable and productive, but with a minimum environmental impact. But it hasn't been working like that. Our experience and numerous studies, such as Innovate UK's Building Performance Evaluation, have identified poor building performance as major contributors to lost productivity and, more importantly, to greenhouse gas emissions. The control of heating, ventilation and air conditioning systems is a key factor in operational performance. These images give a feel for the complexity of what's behind the scenes of modern building services, and the hundreds or even thousands of individual energy consumers that together generate the vast demand that buildings represent. Monitoring these consumers are tens or even hundreds of thousands of data points. A point such as a temperature or humidity sensor, or even the tiny valves that regulate the flow of water through the systems. The interaction of all these tiny systems is key to operating and optimizing the overall building performance. So what has led to this poor performance? Well, we regularly see issues such as these. Commissioning is condensed. There's not enough time for installers to ensure systems are working optimally. Witnessing is spot checks, a point in time rather than ongoing analysis, and usually only a sample of the systems. Maintenance is manual, with teams visiting each asset on a routine basis, but either too early because there are no problems yet, or too late when systems have been underperforming for some time. Skilled operators are rare. Quick fix reactions to complaints can often compound operational problems, making things worse. FM margins are poor, leading to undermotivated staff. Maintenance contracts are often badly structured, with contractors being paid extra to respond to complaints, and therefore unincentivized to improve building performance. But for us, the key is that performance is opaque. With this bewildering array of systems and consumers, how do you know if the building services are operating appropriately? Surely the BMS is telling us this. Well, if it's anything like the majority of building management systems, once you've found it, often in the basement, you have to sit through an array of pages. In this case, you have 56 BMS screens to go through, along with 200 pages of fan core units. Each page telling you what is happening to a specific piece of plant right now, but not about last night or further back in time. To see that, you have to click further, assuming logs have been set up, and then use your experience and expertise to judge whether operational is optimal or not. In this building, there are over 30,000 points on the BMS, and only a small proportion of these are actually logged anyway. And all that is hidden behind a big menu, so you need to know where you're going before you start. There's nothing guiding you to issues, so how can you prioritize your time? How can we make better sense of this data? Well, that's what Demand Logic set out to do. As we've seen, each building has an array of plant hidden from view. This includes chillers, terminal units, boilers, pumps and air handlers, and more, all massive energy consumers. And that's all controlled by a complex network of embedded devices, the building management system. Our first challenge was to access the data, the hundreds of thousands of points of reference, generally unstored and unanalyzed. We developed a small device that we put in the building, our data acquisition device, or DAD. This usually takes an hour or so. And once set up, the device pulls all the BMS data. The data are securely uploaded to the cloud, where storage is unlimited. Our system then models the data automatically, analyzes it, and provides insight on a web dashboard. We can generally get to insight within 48 hours of deployment. By unraveling this bewildering array of data streams and provided targeting recommendations, our system enables a reduction in operational energy wastage and carbon emissions. It allows FM teams to focus on internal environmental quality, to improve occupant well-being and productivity, and facilitates proactive data-driven maintenance, which reduces unanticipated breakdowns and operational expenditure. This approach is redefining the KPIs of property performance, saving our customers up to 30% in energy costs, reducing complaints by often 50% or even in one case 100%, and improving maintenance efficiency and first-time fixes. Our partners include property owners, corporate real estate and property management companies, as well as engineers and contractors. Some are completely shifting property management and facilities management strategies using data-driven maintenance and empowering portfolio managers with insight. So I'd like to tell you a little bit about the Building Operational Performance Score. Using the myriad of data feeds, our system models expected performance and scores each building against this model. Millions of data points are analysed and aggregated into a single Building Operational Performance Score. A single score that ranks buildings against their peers, highlights improved or deteriorating property, and facilitates drill down to poorly performing plant and spaces to rectify problems. So we've devised this scoring methodology illustrated here, but we're opening it up to industry bodies and professionals. Our aim is to galvanise the best brains in the industry and strive for continual improvement of the scoring metrics so that all buildings can be compared fairly and effectively. A Building Operational Performance Score does the data analysis for you. A rating system that allows users to instantly see which buildings are performing well from the perspectives of energy efficiency, occupier comfort and mechanical performance. Property professionals are already using this system to improve property performance and drive engagement. In this example, tens of millions of values are crunched to derive monthly scores for this portfolio. That's clearly not a task that could be carried out manually. The score is made up of KPIs for comfort and productivity, for maintenance and energy, and aggregated into an overall score. You can clearly see best and worst performing assets, and a quartile ranking allows you to compare your buildings to wider industry peers. A drill down takes you to increasing detail levels to illustrate the cause of poor performance. Depending on your role, you go as far as you need. For a building manager, a live RAG report highlights the day and type of poor performance, and a maintenance engineer will drill down to a single worst offender. Judging whether a repair has been effective is not a subjective report. Improvements can be clearly seen, so facilities managers can be confident that a contractor has made the fix effectively. The scores are trended over time and used to illustrate properties teams' success in managing buildings. Some even publish their scores on social media. Our system even includes a built-in workflow process that can integrate with your CAFM system, and also provides a social intelligence platform where expert users can share insight and gain rapid access to actionable insight. They collaborate with team members with on-site and remote access, all sharing the same data visualizations, with analytics focused on exceptions. This means that teams act effectively and guided by data. The systems provide clear reporting on progress. Rectified problems can be quickly evaluated for their effectiveness and potentially even resolve conflicts. DemondLogic provides you with a suite of tools to get your spaces productive and energy efficient. This includes virtual metering, which provides you with highly granular energy attribution, but with no additional hardware cost, just using existing data streams and the application of the laws of physics. This shows your highest consuming assets, down to a floor or even room by room. We can even get your engineering teams full, secure, remote access to the plant, so fixes can be made as efficiently as possible without even visiting the sites. And finally, I'd like to leave you with a few questions to consider. How do you think your buildings rank? And if you can answer that one, how do you know? Is it through subjective KPIs or maintenance reports? Both of these are reliant on someone's opinion. Is it based on energy data? And if so, against what benchmark? And how do you know how productive the space was? Is it through complaints? Or simply gut feeling? Whatever the answer is, we'd be happy to hear from you and see if we can help. Thanks for listening.